All right. So we are in the library. Kelvin and Malak are over on one side. Malak's freaking out over board games, and Brillin feels lost in the manga. Elise is over by princess stuff, and Tamara had just written on the glass and was infatuated by the red red ink. So, Brillin, what are you doing in this moment? Like you're surrounded by manga, but you don't recognize any of them.
I don't recognize any of them. Can I like pull one out and then just kind of like, I don't know, maybe skim over the title or like the description or something, you know?
Sure.
Like I don't recognize any, right?
Yeah, like none of the names sound familiar. As you pull one out at random, give me a 1d20.
Okay. 9.
With a 9, you look over it and it's another one of those isekai ones. It's a fantasy world, and it's weirdly familiar to you. You haven't read it before, but I guess all these mangas now have the same story, but it's very familiar to a point where you're kind of like a little bit more obsessed than normal.
I'm gonna immediately just start reading through, like, oh yeah, love these fantasy isekais. The main character is a bard?
Give me an investigation check.
5.
You start reading it backwards because you forgot that it reads from right to left. It confuses you. You're like, I don't understand this book at all. Give me another 1d20.
Okay. Please, something higher than a 9.
Ooh.
It's another 5.
All right, yeah. Yeah, what the hell is this book? You're instantly bored with it. You're like, no, this one ain't working.
Looked so promising.
In another aisle, Elise, as you walk around, what are you looking for, if anything?
You had said I had seen a lot of like princessy books, so like Cinderella, Snow White, and stuff. I'll, kind of be tracing my hands over the covers, looking at the different books, those princess books.
Sure, give me a perception check. Okay, with a 10. Yeah, you start looking around and you're recognizing a lot of these stories. Yeah, you recognize a lot of the stories, but nothing like jumps out at you until you get to a certain section of like Central European stories, which you kind of feel a close connection to for some reason. And then going back to Tamara, so you have like an interesting reaction to this red ink. What's your next steps?
I'm looking at like European history, bunch of maps section, just touching old books and seeing different history stuff.
So an interesting thing that you're going to notice is very similar to when Kelvin was looking at the mascot. As you're looking through these maps, you can't really tell a place. Like none of these places stay the same. Like if you look at a map of the United States, for example, it'll be the United States, but then as you like trace to go look at the different cities, it's a new map like each time you do that. And it's a different country, it's a different thing. Some of these things you recognize, some of these things you don't. Give me please a intelligence-based investigation check.
Yo.
With only a 6, yeah, you're just like completely confused by these maps. But what I would like is a 1d20. Okay. For 14, you remember the city of Boston, and you're like, hey, I want a map of Boston for some reason, even though the high school is not in Boston. And you find one. You find a map of Boston, and you see on it, you see the Boston Commons, which weirdly familiar to you.
I drove around there a couple times.
Yeah. There's some streets that you're like, I feel like I've been in loops here. And it's a very strong sensation. And it starts giving you memories that don't make sense for you, Tamara the Goth, being in Boston. Like, why would you be in Boston? And why would you be driving around? And who are those other people you were with? So a bunch of weird questions, but you're remembering a little bit more. Then we're going to return now to Malak and Kelvin. Malak, you've had this experience with the board games. How are you reacting now?
He like breaks out of that 1,000-yard stare that you said and just starts cleaning it up.
As you start cleaning it up, give me another 1d20. Okay. With a 17, you have an interesting reaction, because meta-wise, your campaign ended with literally the board games getting cleaned up.
Oh yeah, that did.
And you have like this memory of board games getting cleaned up, and it just fills your head. And very similar to how Kelvin had like a headache all of a sudden, you remember who you really are. You remember a two-part thing. One, you remember the fact that you are not from here. You don't know any of these people, and how the hell did you get here? And two, as part of remembering who you are, you remember that you're just a board game piece. And you have a little bit of existential horror as you're like, what? Wait, I'm very confused now.
He takes off his little tiny glasses and realizes now he can read.
I can see.
You just break your own glasses with your hands. But yeah, so as you have this, Kelvin, what is it? You have a sense of motion?
Yeah.
Can you give me a sense of motion check? And I'll give you 2 black die, so you get 2 extra ones.
Ooh, thank you. 2 successes.
Okay, with 2 successes, you see Malak pause and like go through the whole set of emotions that you did, plus a little bit of existential horror at the end. And you kind of realize like he just went through the same thing you did in the science room.
Okay, I'm going to take a step back and watch him.
All right. Malak, as you are kind of left to your own devices and you remember who you truly are, but again, you remember that where you're at is not where you're supposed to be, and you're surrounded by people you don't know. How do you react?
Well, I have my character sheet, and one of the things that means a lot to him is his father. And he goes, "Father." Where's father?
Kelvin, I guess you're the closest one to him, so you would hear him asking about father.
I don't know, buddy. Probably not on the moon.
What is moon?
Malak, you would know the moon. You have a moon above your head. The idea of being on the moon might be extremely
He's just like,
foreign to you.
nah, I'll just fucking with you.
Psych.
Does he still have the keys in his hand?
Yes, you do.
The keys. We must find what the keys are for.
Yeah. Are they special looking?
Are they special looking?
I mean, they just look like keys. They look like keys that would be to something in this high school. But Kelvin, give me a know the zone check.
1 success.
Okay, with 1 success. The only thing that you would know is that like this high school, because again, Kelvin doesn't really know what a high school is, but you do know how like keys work and how doors work and stuff. And you're like, if something's locked, there's probably something important behind that lock, but you just don't know what's locked.
All right, I guess we can start looking for locked doors and stuff.
Is there any doors inside of the library?
There are, and a quick search shows that all of them are unlocked. They're just like study rooms and things like that.
Okay.
Brillin, Elise, and Tamara, you kind of congregate in the center of the library, just from different directions, and the 3 of you are together now if you would like to interact.
This place is weird. Maps aren't maps.
What do you mean?
I was trying to look at something and all of a sudden it wasn't. And do you know Boston? Yeah,
Can't say I do.
I know Boston.
Is that like a drink or something, or
Yeah, like
a book?
what is
or
Boston?
Person?
Boston's the new party drug.
A place and a thing.
One of our former classmates.
Yeah, I know Boston. We love Boston. What a
Brillin, give me a deception check.
Who, me?
Brillin.
Oh, bro.
very good at lying.
You,
Oh, wow.
you are.
All right.
I'm
You
too
are.
good at lying.
She knows Boston.
Yeah.
I know all about Boston. It's my favorite
Brillin,
Restaurant.
with your unnat 20, you correctly guessed that it's the name of a city, since she was talking about a town.
yes.
Or
Yes.
talking about maps.
hmm I went to a a anime convention there once.
Oh. That must
Yeah.
have been by the Commons.
Yes, it was. You know, the Commons. Everybody knows the Commons.
Elise, could you give me a 1d20?
Mhm.
As this is going to be a perception.
Cat in the way.
Ooh, kitty.
Maybe.
Okay.
Got
With a 10, you are able to look over and you see Malak and you see Kelvin, and both of them, they definitely seem different. Kelvin was already acting weird earlier, but now the two of them are acting strange. Even from a distance looking at them, you're like, something's up with them.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of look over in the direction and just be like, "Hey, guys, everything all right?"
Yeah, why? What makes you ask that?
Looking a little, maybe like you had a few too many drinks, or you're just concerned about something.
Yeah, no, it's it's just weird being back here and all, and just not used to it.
Definitely, 10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Things start to change and just seem completely different.
Oh, definitely. Very different.
From Kelvin, what I would like is give me a manipulate check.
I'm good at those, I say as I fail it.
You
One success.
got one.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's not obvious that he's lying, but it's definitely not the most convincing either. So no one else seems to pick up on this. But at this point, the 6 of you are together. You were looking for the principal's office, and you are currently in the library.
Should we keep looking for that room? I have something to say.
Yeah.
I think you can all guess what I'm going to say.
Tomorrow is here.
Or something cooler, but along those lines.
All right. So does the group exit the library now?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys exit and you start looking around, who's leading the search?
I'll go ahead this time.
Okay. Brillin, give me an investigation check.
That thing I am not good at.
Nat 20.
Dang. All right. You find yourself in the nurse's office. Definitely not the
Close
principal's
enough.
office, but you are in the nurse's office. As you look in, you see a bunch of educational posters on hygiene and eating right and exercise. There's some glass cases that have medication and a couple of other things, including a phlebotomy set. Tamara, give me a 1d20
What's a phlebotomy?
blood drawing.
It's the person who takes your blood. They're like phlebotomists.
Oh.
Okay, so with an 18, Tamara, between the copper taste, between the red ink in the light, and between this phlebotomy set, it hits you. Your memories fill your head. You get a slight headache. You remember yourself. You remember where you come from, but all of that comes back. Malak, give me an intelligence check or a smartness check or whatever the heck it was. I forget.
You, intellect.
Intellect. Okay.
The
was
thing
close to
I
first one.
am very good at. Yes.
Okay.
That's like the third 3 on an intellect
Yeah.
check that I've rolled.
You
Hey, I rolled 2 zeros.
Yeah, true. Similar to Kelvin, your memories of being a high schooler have dissipated. You don't remember that anymore. You remember yourself, but you are with strangers. Tamara, you still somewhat remember being the teenager as you've instantly woken up from this dream. So you're going to slowly lose that memory. Not that you're aware of that yet, but you have this weird dichotomy of I remember being myself and I remember being this weird high school goth girl.
I kind of look around at everybody, and I look at Berlin, and I'm like, hey, where in Boston did you say you remembered?
The Commons? You know, it's like a big building with
Did you meet Lucius there?
the what?
Did you meet Lucius there?
Who?
Lucius?
Can I do like a history check or something?
No, you don't know who that is.
Is he famous?
No, if you know him, you know him. If you don't, then
Well,
you don't.
I was really busy there during my time. You know, maybe I met him, maybe I didn't. I can't quite remember. It was a while ago.
Also, she just called Boston's largest park a building. So that also...
I just know it's a city. It was an anime convention. I don't know.
I kind of just like look around at everybody, also kind of suspiciously. Are there windows here? I look out.
In the nurse's office, there are windows, although currently there are shades in front of it.
Yeah. I go and like open it, look outside, and I'm like, and I close it again and just start thinking.
You see the moon. You know what the moon is, and this is the moon.
Yeah.
Also, as you look at your group of people around you, you recognize that Malak and Kelvin kind of have that look in their eyes of like they've seen things. where Elise and Berlin don't necessarily seem to have that. But yeah, that's just something you pick up on.
Okay. So I guess I'm just like eyeballing them and like seeing how much they know and how much I know.
Why do you keep looking at me like that?
You know, it's a Boston thing.
Alright, you got me. Never been to Boston.
Well, with this nurse's office being together, you're definitely not in the right place. This might be an area you could look around in if you want, but you're feeling like this isn't necessarily a place to be. What I would like from either Malak, Tamara, or Kelvin, or all three, or any two, or whatever, is anything that you think would be remotely close to perceiving things and like knowing about it. So like Malak, that would be awareness. Kelvin, that would be comprehend. Tamara, that would be...
I'm good at that.
Yeah, probably. Would it be wits or like streetwise survival?
Wits-based awareness.
2 successes.
Okay. Ooh, that's...
I got a 5.
Okay.
Is that a pass or a fail?
Dang, I had a nat one.
You got in that one.
These rolls today have been kind of...
Malak, you get another point. You get
Those are
another
not dead.
point. So,
Okay.
however, Kelvin, with 2 successes, a weird thought emerges that when you had left the auditorium, or not the auditorium, the gymnasium,
Gym?
like the doors when they shut and like the sounds turned off, like it's not like that with any of these other doors, and you don't know why a gym would be like that, and it kind of makes you like, I kind of want to go back there.
Okay.
Also, Kelvin and Malak, you also recognize that Tamara is aware.
I know.
I know who I am too.
Would you guys want to head back to the big room? I don't know what a fucking auditorium is.
Gymnasium?
Yeah, I'm kind of thirsty anyway.
That punch sounds good right now. Are the others good to go? Berlin and Elise?
Yeah.
Thought we were looking for the principal's office.
I just want to check something out real quick.
Alright.
I just want to drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out that bottle of wine again, like...
You guys make your way through the halls. You pass by the lockers, you pass where you came from, and go right back to where you were. And as you open up the doors, it's different. It's still the same gymnasium, but all of those other people are gone. And a lot of like the decorations are gone, but there's still some tables around. There's also that big cardboard thermometer. And there's also the food and punch. Most everything else is gone. What I would like from the 3 that are awakened, again, some type of perception check.
Did the music come back on as we entered?
No, the music's gone.
Okay.
Okay. And
Well, not on that one.
3
3
successes.
successes. Okay.
Let's go.
I roll better here than the actual game.
This is like an awareness, is that what you said?
Yeah, the same as before.
You're in
1d8.
full self-preservation mode. The rolls are good.
That one. Okay. Oh.
This is a rough one.
Oh, Adam, what do we have
what
of our
am-
inventory?
Whatever's in your inventory.
And anything?
Yeah, anything that's in your inventory.
All right, I just have an unloaded scrap pistol somewhere on me then.
What idiot is that?
And I'm sorry, what did you say, Kelvin?
I have an unloaded scrap pistol somewhere on me then.
There you go. Definitely American school then, huh?
Oh, Lord.
Good old America.
Malak, you've completely
I have a
forgot
club.
what high schools are like. You have a club. So you don't notice anything. Tamara, the only thing that you notice in here is like the main changes of like, oh, there's things missing. But Kelvin, one of the things that you notice is that the donation box is gone, but the thermometer is still there. And there's like a word on top of it that wasn't there before. And the numbers are also gone.
Can I read the word?
Sure. As you go over, it says oxygen.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
How
Oh,
low
no.
is it? How
If
low
we
is it
would
now?
have donated more, we would have
Oh.
had more oxygen.
So it was midway, and then Tamara gave 2 gold coins, which was just like, boop, and now it's like, bleh. So it's less than half, but more than the
H
4.
states.
Okay. I had no money, so I couldn't even donate if I wanted to.
I have
Had
$8
money.
now.
Oh, I have money still.
Too bad the donation box is.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She didn't put the gold in a donation box, though.
They just stick it on the
thermometer.
Yeah.
She put them on the thermometer, and then somehow, because no one had the good rolls, the money disappeared, and then the thermometer, boop, but only barely.
The ghost of oxygen passed.
Our oxygen pass, yes.
Adam,
Yes.
do I understand the concept of oxygen?
I think so. I think as someone who makes things.
Fire.
Fire, you should be able to. You can't have fire without oxygen.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would definitely understand, like, you need oxygen for things.
Okay.
The
Is the punch still there?
punch is still there. The food and the punch are there. The thermometer is there, and a couple of the tables are there, but everything else is gone.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a drink, and then I'll walk over to the thermometer.
As you taste of your drink, it's very much like, it's not blood, but it's very much like this was meant to taste like blood.
Mm.
And that's why you liked it so much.
Delicious.
But yeah, you make your way over to the donation area. So Berlin and Elise, you guys are not awakened yet. As you're seeing this, what's going through you guys' heads?
Does this room look different?
Yeah, it's a lot more empty now.
Maybe they all went to look for the principal's office to make an announcement and got lost.
There are a lot of people here, though, weren't there?
Our
Can
class.
Can I go look at the doors that we came in through?
Like the ones that you entered from?
Yeah.
Like when you first came here?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You go over to the door. It's a big double door. It's like a fire door, so it's just pure metal. And then above it has the exit sign.
Is it unlocked?
Yeah. You want to open the door?
I kind of do.
Sure. You open the door. And at first nothing happens, and then as you open the door and the light fills the space, you see just a solid brick wall.
Oh,
Wait, the door opens in.
Yeah, it opens inwards. It's a very bad fire door.
My friends, it seems that this exit sign is a lie.
Yeah,
Came in through here, though.
we think we came in through there.
Can I like poke it with my umbrella?
Yeah, I was like, can I like touch
No,
the
you-
wall, make sure it's solid?
You touch it, you poke it, it's a solid brick wall.
And there's like no space between the brick wall and the door. It's just sealed.
Tamara, give me a wits-based science check.
Oh my gosh.
You don't really understand what's happening, but you do hear almost like wind, but there's no wind in here, and you can actually sense that something's happening, and it's not like the big wind that's just like outside. It's like, I'll just tell you, like there are tiny spaces between here and there, and the oxygen from the high school is being sucked out into the ether.
So I just plugged up the holes, and we're good.
Or just close the door.
Hold the door.
So it's like this high pitched, like, because it's very small area of going through, but you can hear it going in random areas.
Can Elise go over and just shut the door?
At least shuts the door.
And I was like, there's a way out through there if we wanted to, I think.
I don't think we want to go that way.
Way out with no oxygen. Maybe we should stay where there's oxygen.
Do I know what oxygen is?
I think that when it read oxygen to you, it kind of just like said breath or something like that. Like it made sense to
okay.
you.
Okay, so remember that feeling of dread that I had before when I
Yeah,
asked
stop.
you guys
Now's
to
not the
think about-
time. We need to find a way out of here.
Malik, do you want to try some keys?
Holds them
Are there
up.
other doors in here?
Brillin, as things are happening, give me another 1d20.
Higher than a 9, please.
You can do it.
Okay. With a
6.
6.
I am stuck in my delusions.
Weird echoes of memories of just like parties and like not parties, like issues just keep coming through your head of like, I remember being in danger, but I don't remember why.
Oh my
I feel
god.
like this is my first rodeo.
Is that a good thing?
Maybe. Can
I should
I
probably
can I
have-
start looking through my bag,
Sure.
just my inventory, and be like, let me see if I have anything that could help with this, and then just start pulling out like my dagger, my longsword, my silk tabard. I have a mini sarcophagus statue.
Sure.
They
and-
still hit.
Give me another 1d20 with advantage as you look through all of these weird items that do not belong in a high school.
I start taking a couple of steps back as she's unloading all these weapons.
A 19.
With a 19, you get your headache, you get your memories. You're aware that the other three remember. The other three are aware that you remember. And with that, Elise, give me a 1d20 as well. Okay. Not as big of a headache. You don't get a headache, but the memories are for yours. You recognize your memory, and you're also aware that everybody is awakened, for a better sense of the word.
Okay.
Can I say that I had my like lyre in my hand as it finally hit? And I'm just like, ow. Oh, what the hell am I wearing? Ugh. The first thing I'm gonna do is just take off the cosplay, and I just have my like full normal clothes underneath.
There you go.
Just
No more.
I pull my
Naruto.
hat out of my bag.
All right. Well, you've all woken up, but you still don't really understand what's going on.
All right, so I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, "Who are you people?"
Who are you?
I'm Berlin, the Scarlet Bard.
What?
What does that
I'm a
mean?
bard. It's my title. I'm a traveling bard. You know, I've gone on adventures. I've helped people. I'm something of a hero. You know, I'm gonna hold up my lyre. You know, I play music. I enchant people.
English person. Speak English.
Is there English in D&D? Isn't it just common? Right?
It is.
What's
Well, in
English?
Boston.
Speak Boston.
Huh?
Aspen.
Never been to Boston.
I continue taking steps back towards like the door that led to the hallway, like inconspicuously.
Sure.
Okay.
That means.
Let's try to find some locked doors. Maybe we can see what those keys go to.
Malak is holding it with his. It's like so tiny in his hand, and he hands it like he's gonna try to hand it to someone.
I reach
Whoever's
for it
in-
with my umbrella.
He gives it to you.
As the five of you are now aware, at this point, the food and punch and the tables kind of just dissolve from reality, but the oxygen thermometer remains, and it's the only thing that's here in this room.
If we destroy
Can I do an
thermometer.
Arcana check?
No,
Oh,
don't do that.
slow
Berlin,
down
yes,
there.
you can do an Arcana check if you'd like.
Do it.
That's some strange magic.
With an 8, it's definitely affected by magic. And the other thing that I would say is that there's just like residual magic everywhere,
All right, not to alarm you, friends,
but nothing that you recognize.
but we are surrounded by magic. I don't know what kind, but some kind of magic.
Like card tricks?
No, like
Obviously.
that thing that you did with your hands with the fire, something like that.
Oh, the fire! Don't do that again.
Pyromancy? That's not pyrokinesis. That's not magic.
That is magic. Of course, that's magic. What else could that be?
Just something I can do. A mutation.
You're not a mage, sorcerer, cleric.
No, not that I know of.
Who's your sire?
Me?
Yeah.
What's a sire?
Mutations come from Messiah. Like, who made you?
She's asking about your father.
Malak, you heard father.
Father.
No, his father.
Oh,
Presumably different from yours.
I mean, I was raised by the elder, but he wasn't my actual father.
Your
Where
grandpa?
are you from?
I start like looking at the keys to see if I can figure out where anything is. I realize that I don't know what's going on.
Sure. Give me, I guess, an intelligence-based occult check.
Do I technically also still know all of my like spells and stuff?
Yeah.
Lucky 13?
Hey, with a 13, you somehow figure out one of the keys is like important. It's slightly larger, and you're like, big things are important, right? And you're like, key. But where it goes, you don't know. But at least you don't have to go through 20 different keys.
Right. I think this key might be the key.
Now to what is the question?
I guess we start looking around the room. Is there anything that looks Like it has a little keyhole.
I think it's to a door.
Let's go back out and see if we can find some locked doors.
I think we have to check the other side of the hallway.
Yeah.
You guys exit. Malak, you had an existential crisis because you remember your game ending, and you kind of have this weird knowledge that the others don't necessarily have because you are like outside your game, looking literally at your game.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a defense check.
Oh no. Oh wait, that's actually pretty good for me.
Oh.
9.
I'm going to say that's enough. You needed an 8. You are aware, weirdly, that you are a character from a game.
That is weird.
You're not intelligent enough to kind of understand the ramifications of that, but you understand that you're from a game, and you're also aware that your game ended. Like, you shouldn't be anywhere, let alone here. And with all these people talking, you realize, like, oh, because you only got a 9 and your intelligence is very low. You assume that these people are all from board games, like someone's from probably Monopoly or something like that. But you understand that idea of like, oh, there are multiple games that can cross interact. So that concept is like you are aware of it now.
Okay.
And with this group of people, you don't necessarily know what games they're from, but you kind of understand that as a concept.
It's like
Discovers the multiverse.
so. Is Boston some kind of game?
What? No, it's a place.
In this moment, what I would like from Tamara is a charisma-based persuasion check.
This will be good.
With a 23, as you're like, no, it's a place. And then you kind of like think about it a little bit more and you're like, Boston is a place, but you weren't really in Boston. And also the Boston that you were in is gone. Like it's over with. Whatever happened is done. And between your thoughts and Malak's thoughts, you kind of come to the conclusion like you're also from a game and your game has ended.
It might not be the Boston I know. Or the one Braylon knows.
I technically don't know Boston.
Feel confusion over that.
Where are you from again, Malik?
LLIS. Lis.
What I would say is in this moment that you're talking, the one thing that you start talking, you're like, where's everybody from? What do you know? What's your world like? You realize none of you are from the same world, possibly except for Tamara and Kelvin, which they're not from the same reality, but they share similarities. Like they're almost like two different timelines. But the one thing that you notice is since all of you are aware that you are on the moon, and that's not normal, that all of you have a moon. Every world that you come from has a moon. So everybody knows what the moon is, but no one can agree on what the world is.
We both have McDonald's.
What was that?
We both have McDonald's and Burger Kings.
That is true.
Kelvin met the McDonald.
We're on the moon. Does anybody remember how we got here? Do we remember how we got here? Have we been checking doors while we're having all these conversations?
No, I think we're just standing here talking about it.
We're talking about doing things, but not actually doing the thing.
There's also no doors other than the ones that you already have gone through and the one that leads to a brick door or a brick wall.
Yeah, could we head back to the hall and just start walking and talking?
Sure.
Before we leave, can I swipe a bottle of Grey Goose from the bar?
There's no one there now, so yeah.
Just to carry around through the hall.
You definitely have a bottle of Grey Goose. Also, the goose on the bottle has memories for you. That's why you like it. As you guys go through, I'll say that it's pretty quick that you realize like a whole hallway section, the fire doors are shut. They're not locked with a key lock, but they're just shut.
Okay.
So, if we were a mystical keyhole that potentially leads to an exit out of here, where would we be?
But we can't just exit onto the moon.
Everybody's wandering around looking for an exit, forgetting the giant thermometer that tied into the whole air living thing. Maybe we should go.
Can we bring that with us?
You want to touch it?
Huh?
I mean, you can grab it. I'll allow you to grab the thermometer. Sure.
Pick up the whole thing and we carry it with us, so we know. You know?
You want to give it to me? I'll hold it.
Malak's pretty big.
Great idea.
It's
For
just
you
like
to go,
a regular
Reddit.
piece of paper.
How big are you?
Yeah.
Are you like 8 feet tall or something?
Probably. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No.
It's a big troll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 450 pounds.
Oh my.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try to open the doors. The fire doors are closed. Do I need a
Sure,
key or do we...
Nope. You just have to open them physically. They're heavy, but eventually they're able to be opened. And you can open them because your athletic skill is full. So you just open the door. And this area, interesting enough for Tamara, so you just came out of the gym, but on the other side, there's like the area where there's a pool, and then there's also some locker rooms and like a coach's office, as well as a weight room in that area. So you're like in this athletics wing.
It's a really nice high school.
Yeah.
What is
I don't think it's this way.
But it is high school.
Only Tamara would know what the hell a high school is.
4 years of your life you can never get back. You think everything matters.
Yep.
It
Sounds
does.
awful.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
You get through it.
Oh, you seem the most
Okay,
familiar with this place. Yeah.
so, I guess I'll turn back around and go a different way, because what are we going to do? Where do you guys
want to
think?
find the principal's office?
Probably.
You said there's no
Somebody must be in
signs.
charge here, right?
Yeah, there's no signs, but you could tell that there are like locker rooms, a pool, and a weight room,
In the coach's room, right?
and the coach's room. So there was like a door that was closing it, and Kelvin had that concept of like, oh, if it's behind a locked door, it's probably important. It
Yeah.
wasn't locked, but it was behind a door where nothing else seemed to really be blocked.
Okay, I'm going to turn back around to the hallways. Are there other doors back there in that hallway?
Which, like, leaving this area?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see like down the hall, you see the nurse's office that you've already gone to, and then there's lockers and classes that you've gone to earlier.
Oh, I guess we have to go through.
Are you going, or is everybody going with you? Because I was gonna say, can I check like the coach's room and stuff then, just to?
Oh, I turned back once I realized that there's nothing
Oh,
to check.
So Berlin's gonna go to the coach's room. There's a weight room, a locker room, and a swimming pool.
I'm gonna take a quick lap on the swimming.
All the water comes out when you jump in.
They're just exploding.
So
Cannonball.
Malak is gonna go towards the pool. Berlin's going towards the office. What's Tamara, Elise, and Kelvin up to?
If there's any like doors, or lockers, I'm just like twisting knobs and pulling on tabs.
So you want to go to the locker room then?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Kelvin and Elise?
I'll follow Tamara because she seems to know what an high school actually is.
Okay.
That's
And
smart.
what about Elise?
He's gonna stay out by the pool with Malak.
All right. First, we're gonna go to Berlin. As you go into the coach's office, it's unlocked. You see a small desk with a chair. It's a little bit messy, a kind of musky scent. There's like a cabinet as well as some like a single locker, and not much of interest in here. Is there anything that you're looking for in particular, or just hoping for the best?
I guess some kind of like, either like a school plan or map. In my head, this is essentially some kind of strange dungeon.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Ooh.
A 3.
You don't find a map, but you do find a name tag on the front that's just jumbled. Like you can't read it, and even if you try to read it, by the time you get to the second letter, the first letter's changed. Like it's just not real. So it's a strange instance. Now we're gonna go with Tamara and Kelvin. As you go into the locker room, for Tamara, please give me a wits-based. You know what? It's a locker room. Give me a wits-based athletics. It's not really athletics, but it's involving you as an athlete.
This could be good.
Could be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a 15, the locker room seems to mostly be empty. You try to pull on a couple of the lockers. None of the lockers work. But you do find on a bench a folded up grouping of clothes. It looks very fine, like it's like a silk almost. Do you want to investigate the clothing?
Oh yeah. I poke it with the umbrella.
Sure. You poke it with the umbrella. It kind of just falls off the bench. And as you look at it, it's like a full dress. And it's a very like fancy, ornate dress. And there's also like this folded cone hat with like a tassel on the top of it. It's very pretty. It's very fantastic. It's definitely not modern and doesn't belong in a school. It's very out of place.
I turn to Kelvin and I'm like, do you know what a princess is?
No.
No. Give me a comprehend check, Kelvin.
Frenchie might have mentioned it, but
We got the Burger King, Dairy Queen.
Okay, with
Princess Wendy.
You vaguely know the Princess Wendy. She lives in the White Castle.
I've heard of a princess before, actually. Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick up the clothes with my umbrella and then put it in his hands. We should take this out to everybody.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else in the locker room that might catch my eye before we walk out?
Yes, there's water on the floor, as if like wet footprints.
Ooh, is there a shower going?
There's no shower going, but you are close to where the pool is.
Oh my god. Okay, we'll walk outside with the clothes and then yell out for everyone.
So just going backwards in time a couple minutes, Malak and Elise, as you go up to where the pool is, this is the door that is locked.
So like the door into the pool was locked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We need to find the keys.
Why?
He goes to open the door and it jiggles it like he's trying to open it.
Give me an aggression check.
Aggression?
Yeah.
Okay. If I get 20 on this, that would be pretty dope.
Malik smash.
Hey,
16.
all right. The AC was a 15, so you break open the door.
Hell yeah. Don't need those keys anyway.
Never mind. I strong.
The doors themselves kind of buckle in, and you see a full pool. Looking ahead, the pool is illuminated. It's got like lights inside, and it's like almost glowing blue. But you have like this very strong scent of, weirdly enough, not that Malak would know, but not chlorinated water. It actually smells like the ocean, which you would know. You recognize ocean scent. Yeah. At this point, as you've busted in, Tamara and Kelvin, you have exited the locker room, and Brillin, you have exited the coach's office, and you see Malak has busted into the room with the pool.
Good work.
Turns around and gives a big thumbs up.
Oh. Small applause.
So Kelvin's holding a random dress.
Anybody know what this is?
Appears to be a dress, a garment of silk.
Well, look at the hat.
Brillin, give me a history check.
7?
I mean, to you, it just seems like regular clothes, like it's medieval style. And then equally, Malak, give me a appeal. Give me an appeal check. See if you've ever been in the.
Oh,
hey, you exploded.
I exploded.
I'm going to give it to you because you finally exploded. Yeah, you would know that this is a princess's dress. Like, you've never gotten to actually see a princess like face to face, but you know what they are.
Princess. That's all he says.
They have few words.
Where did you guys
Elise?
find this?
Found this in the locker room, but nobody was around.
So it doesn't belong to any of you?
I wouldn't be wearing that. All that color.
Does it fit me?
It does not fit you.
Maybe.
I'll hand it
The
over
dress is a
to
hat
Malak.
to you.
You can put the little hat on with a little coat.
Elise is gonna take a sip from the Grey Goose and then look at the little bird on the bottle, and then look at everybody and go, "While this is fascinating, shouldn't we be more concerned about the oxygen?" And look to the thermometer to see if it's gotten any lower.
Oh yeah, I set it down to open the door.
So it's definitely gotten lower. It's less than a quarter.
I feel like
Ooh.
that's more pressing issue than wondering about clothing.
Okay.
Very good point, my lady.
We're gonna die.
What's
I look
behind
into
that door?
I look into the pool room and I look for any other doors or anything that seems out of place.
There's another exit door in the back, and it just seems like a pool room. You see like a chair where the person would lifeguard. There's the little floaties and things like that. There's also bleachers that would watch like a swimming meet, but they're closed, so it's just flat wall. But other than that, there's really nothing around. Tamara and Kelvin, you recognize that there's a trail of water leading from the pool to the main hallway, and that connected to the room.
The locker room. I'm just gonna start following the footprints.
Sure. Tamara, give me a composure-based subterfuge check.
Ooh, 15?
With a 15, that's high enough that I will tell you that there are 4 sets of footprints, but it's the same feet.
What?
Okay.
The person like has walked this path 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was 4-legged creature.
No.
I was thinking, I was like,
Beyond my scope.
reverse centaur?
Hey guys, I think someone's been someone else is here besides us. I mean, I point at the feet footprints, I guess, and kind of like, should we follow them? Should we wait for them to come back?
Tamara, weirdly enough, I would like a wits-based persuasion check. It's not really persuasion, but
Okay. Ooh, 9.
weirdly, so as a vampire, again, a cross doesn't burn you unless the person on the other side has true faith, which is very rare. But you have like this memory of like your life before becoming a vampire. You remember that poem / story / whatever about like, Jesus, where were you? And it's like, oh, that's when I carried you. That pops into your head.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know, it's like, oh, I was walking on the beach next to Jesus, and then I looked back at our footprints, and then it's like, oh, there's only one set of footprints. Where were you?
Oh yeah. Oh wow, I'm the worst. Yeah.
but yeah, so the idea of these footprints and numbers of footprints and whatnot, you remember like, oh, it was one less because I carried you.
Oh, they might be carrying somebody, so it might be more than one person, or 2 people, or 4 people.
There's others besides just us here.
Yeah,
And they might know what's going on, is what I'm gathering.
and they are sucking up our oxygen, is what really is happening.
Brillin,
point.
give me either an Arcana check, a Nature check, or just an Insight check.
17! Woo! Finally!
Those people weren't real. Those weren't people.
Okay. I don't think they were people. Like, as in they were physical people sense? Or like...
Basically, they weren't real people. Almost like they were an illusion.
So, but the footprints are real, though.
The footprints are real, but all of those people that you had, because it was like a full high school reunion, everybody
yeah.
except for the 5 of you aren't real.
Okay. So, barring whoever these footprints belong to, everybody else that we saw in that big room when we came in were illusions. But all these footprints don't match us, right?
Oh, and there's someone's outfit we have, so someone's here. But there was no one in the locker room before. Are there other doors, or does the footprints only lead to the locker room?
So it literally leads from the pool to the locker room 4 times.
4 times?
Did you ever get in the pool?
No.
Can I check out
I
the
did
pool?
not.
Kelvin, what would you like to look into the pool for? Like, what about?
If there's a bottom,
Oh, sure. Give me a comprehend check.
1 success.
With 1 success, you don't see a bottom. It's very bright. It's actually weirdly bright light in the pool.
Can I put my hand in?
I mean, sure, it's salt water.
Wait a second. Can I cast Mage Hand?
Okay, you cast Mage Hand. There's now an invisible hand.
Stay back, Kelvin. I think
Yeah,
I've
sure.
got something for this. So I'm going to cast Mage Hand, and can I send the Mage Hand into the water?
Interesting. I don't know the rules of that. Is there a range for Mage Hand?
30 feet.
Casting range is 30 feet. Yep.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
So you're.
I can use my action to control the hand. I can use it to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door.
I'm gonna say that there's nothing that says you can't put it in water. So the hand goes down into the water, and everybody else doesn't see a hand because it's invisible.
Oh yeah.
All you just see is like kind of like a weird reverse bubble occur on the water as the hand dips in, and then it just closes over, and like it just disappears. And then eventually, Brillin, you notice that the spell just dissipates naturally.
Either this pool of water is incredibly deep, or there's something about it, because I just casted Mage Hand, and it just went away after a while.
What's Mage Hand?
How would I explain Mage Hand, but like in game?
Just say it's a spell.
It's a spell. Don't worry about it.
Like magic?
How can we trust your magic? The spell.
Hasn't hurt any of you, has it now? It's just a little spectral hand. Sometimes we need an extra hand.
Y'all hear something slapping tile on the floor. It's like slap, 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 slap. And you turn around and you see well, it's a swan. And he
dang,
just
I was close.
He walks into the room and just kind of looks at you each.
Like a normal swan.
Swan?
It's a swan.
How did a bird get in here?
I pointed my umbrella at it and I was like, "Who are you?"
It's a bird.
Oh,
I don't think it's going to talk.
I have speak with animals.
Well, does it talk back? Or you do? Does it?
All right, so Brillin, you cast speak with animals. You say, "Who are
That's
you?" And he
amazing.
says, "I'm Carl the Swan."
His name is Carl the Swan.
You can understand that?
Yes, I
Well, so first of all, you see Brillin go honk.
Honk!
It honks back, and then she translates for
Oh
you.
no!
That's
name is Carl.
amazing.
You're making this up.
No. Says
Ask
the
him
man
who
who
he
can
is.
turn his hands on fire. Come on. His name's
Ask him
Carl.
where's the principal's office.
Honk! Honk! Honk!
You ask him for the principal's office. He says, "Yeah, I don't know what that is. I was just hiding in the in the locker room, but now I'm here and I see water and I kind of want to go swimming."
Can I tell him? Can I ask him where he's from?
He makes a weird like he crooks his head a bit as he thinks, and he's like, "Wetlands."
That doesn't help.
He just walks past you and just hops into the pool and just swims around.
Can you tell us what you see down there? And it's just honk, 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 honk.
He honks back that he just sees light.
Would you mind going down to check it out for us?
You can't be serious, right?
I don't know.
Honk, 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 honk.
He just ignores you. He's enjoying himself swimming.
Can anybody swim?
I could.
How about you go then?
I'm afraid to go in the water in case it's
Mister-
been blessed or whatever.
Magic.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to convince Carl to go down for us, since he's
I say,
more equipped for the terrain.
Why can't you just magic yourself down there or something?
I can't do that. I don't know the spell yet.
Can you magic us more air?
"Ooh,
That'd
Yeah.
be useful.
Prevailing whole pool of fascinating. Losing air right in it.
No, I can't do that.
Brillin, can
What if
you
we just
give me an
speak
insight
slower?
check, and can Kelvin give me a sense emotions check?
I have a 13.
Two successes.
Let's
Two
go.
successes.
There's a lot of fives too.
The only thing that I would say that is of the group of five, Elise is the one that's very much like, don't bother with the dress, let's focus on the air. Don't bother with the water, let's focus on the air. And like Brillin, you kind of notice that, but then Kelvin, you're kind of realizing like she's trying to guide you away from these clues that you have found.
In a bad way or a good way?
I don't know.
The dress is for the swan.
Yes.
Carl, put this dress on.
Carl comes over. You drape the dress on him. It's way too big for Carl.
I think instead of focusing on more oxygen, we need to focus on how to get out of here. We got
To where there's no oxygen. The
well,
moon.
no. From where I come from, there's oxygen. I'd like to get back
On the
there.
moon.
No, I'm not from the moon.
But we're on the moon.
Well, yeah, there has
So how
to be
did we get
some.
on?
If we
to the
exit
moon.
this building, there's no oxygen.
There has to be some
There's someone
way.
here that knows where it's going on.
Ask Carl about the oxygen.
Yeah, see, if ask the swan where it came. Like, how did it get here?
Oh, he said something about wetlands. Said it was
He got
hiding
here
in the. No. He was hiding in the locker room, and then he just came out.
So he was in there the whole time.
Carl, honk, 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 honk.
I put Carl in my umbrella to see if he changes back.
Can I ask him if he's been here the whole time in the locker room?
He says that he's been here for as long as anyone else has been here.
Says he's been here for as long as the rest of us, I suppose.
My sister brought me with her when she took you.
Took us from where? Your sister? Who's your sister?
Swan has a sister.
He has wings, and he just shrugs his wings and then just makes circles in the water.
Carl, I need you to work with me here.
You also get the idea that he is like mentally younger, like a child
Mhm.
almost.
Baby. Do I have anything I can bribe him with?
Why don't you
That's
try a
allowed.
gravy squeeze?
You offer the swan some wine.
Usually it loosens
Good
up
talking.
the-
Bird's wine or vodka.
The
I-
great
And I don't like
goose.
beer.
I pull out my pouch of tobacco.
Adam,
There you go.
Tobacco?
Yes, go.
can I try to look for the most shallow part of the pool?
Sure. You see, like, basically a diving board on one end, so you would assume that the other end is the shallow end.
I'll just start walking in.
Whoa, Kelvin.
So
So
You're
you
just
just
gonna
go
in there?
into the pool.
Yeah, if it's shallow enough that I can stand in it.
Light people, Jesus.
Well, you climb down the ladder, and you've got like your head just above water, and your feet aren't on the ground.
What a brave
No.
man. What do you see down there?
I don't see anything. I don't feel anything either.
No
Can I
floor?
run back to the gym and grab a sandwich?
The food and drink have disappeared. The only thing that was left was the thermometer. Yeah.
Not the meat.
Can
Oh, can I drop my gun?
Some food.
You want to try your
I'll-
gun on what? You want to shoot the? pool?
I'll just drop it into the water.
Oh, okay, sure. You watch as like the light slowly overtakes it, and it just disappears.
All right, well, this pool leads somewhere.
Time for a cannonball, I think.
Do it. Alec, jump in there and get all the water out.
How much oxygen?
All
do we
right.
have left?
It's like an eighth.
Kelvin, you might want to get out.
Yeah, I'll climb back out.
All right. Malik's going to get a running start and jump in.
Okay. I guess give me an aggression check to to cannonball.
I open my umbrella to protect myself in case it's fully.
Can I hide behind her
What
umbrella?
about Carl?
Carl's just swimming on top. He's fine.
Screw him. He's no help.
He had his
Yeah,
chance.
but he's gonna cannonball on top of Carl.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
he'll
I'm sure
miss.
he'll swim out of the way.
He dies. He dies.
17.
If you want to use 3 points to make it a 20, something
do.
special will happen. Okay,
Yes.
Ooh.
cool.
I
Good.
used 3 tokens.
All right. So 3 things happen in succession. Malak
Oh,
runs like with heavy footsteps, almost cracking the tile, jumps and goes into the water. As soon as he hits the water, just like cannonball splash the whole pool. Carl gets splashed out of the pool onto the side. The water just goes everywhere, mostly emptying this pool, and Malak disappears.
yeah, I'm gone. All right, bye, guys.
I told you
Malak-
it led to somewhere, and it's
So
You-
where?
okay, Kelvin, you go next.
I can't swim. Fine.
Looking at the pool now, the water level has gone down about like 5 feet. And
You don't need to swim. You just need to go down.
But there's still water at the bottom, and you still can't see the bottom, even in what would be the shallow end.
I've made bigger risks. I'll jump in.
Okay.
Wait, Chip,
Potentially to your death.
It's either we
Keep going,
asphyxiate
Alex.
or we go wherever this pool takes us.
You see, as you jump, Kelvin, you specifically look over at like the shallow quotes end with like that picture of like no diving because you'll break your neck. That weird picture, and you're like, maybe this was a bad idea, and then you just disappear.
Okay, so I'm gonna move closer to Elise.
Okay.
And Berlin, are you close to Elise too?
Berlin
yeah,
was
I guess.
underneath your umbrella with you.
Yeah, I was right next to you.
So
So.
I bring you come with me, and then I'm gonna grab both of them and jump in.
Okay.
Here goes nothing.
So Berlin and
Elise
Elise.
is gonna put up a fight there.
Okay. All right. Elise, give me a 1d10, and you will succeed on a 4 through 9.
But not a 10?
All right. So with a 1, unfortunately, you don't put up enough of a fight.
Let's go.
Tamara grabs you. Y'all hear Elise scream in protest, but the three of you hit in. As you go through the water, you end up going through this bright light of a portal. And for a little bit, the 5 of you at different heights are basically going through some type of portal. You're going through, like, lights are shining past you vertically very fast. There's no gravity. You're kind of falling in a direction, but it's not due to gravity. It's more like as if you were on a conveyor belt almost. And you're all going at the same speeds. Malak is still like tucked in a cannonball. Kelvin's upside down because he was diving, and Tamara, Berlin, and Elise are all kind of together.
Interlocked.
And so Tamara, Elise has been like thrashing against you, but unable to break free. Can you give me another heart check, Elise? Another D10, please. Okay. You're able now that you've already been taken to break away from Tamara as you so choose. Outside of this, you just see like blackness. It's not space, like there's no stars. It's just black. Like you are in a portal being transported somewhere, but there's no exterior. Like you couldn't just leave the transporter range, basically.
Can we like talk? Is there air?
You're not suffocating, and you can talk. Okay. Although there is kind of like a whooshing sound next to you.
I yell at Berlin to use the magic.
What magic? I already used one of my spell slots.
Use the magic.
What magic? I can cast sleep. I can put you to sleep. Is that what you want?
You keep talking like that, I'll go to sleep on my own. I don't know. I try to grab onto things to stop. I open my umbrella to see if it'll stop grabbing. I don't know.
You open up the umbrella, it inverts immediately.
My favorite umbrella.
All right. Is there anything else said as you guys go through this portal?
Effie Carl.
I can play the magic of music. I just make sure I have my like lyre really like I'm like hanging on to it, you know.
And this Elise is like visibly irate, like you fucking morons.
At least there's oxygen.
Why are you so upset?
Done. Because we're drifting in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's better than asphyxiating.
Great plan.
We're breathing.
It's taking us somewhere, right?
Asphyxiate here. Who says it's taking us anywhere?
Oh, we forgot the thermometer.
Wasn't much thought, was there?
The thermometer. They went. Homo, you know what I mean?
We'll end up somewhere, hopefully. Would you like me to put you to sleep?
I think that'd be best for all of us.
So Malak and Tamara both have this question of like, where am I gonna go? Because where did I even come from? Because the two of you had that realization of like, you are game characters and your games have ended.
Right.
Like there is nowhere for you to go. Berlin, you're now kind of coming to that memory of like, oh wait, like I was a game and I ended, and there is nowhere for me to go.
Did I die? Was this the afterlife?
Well, you're kind of just wondering like where this portal's gonna take you, because like the world that you came from ended, not in some cataclysmic way, it just ceased to be.
Isekai, here we come.
You know what this reminds me of? Do
Truck
you remember Super Smash Bros. On the GameCube? And, like, all the characters would just like go into this hyper portal, and then boom, there's this hand.
Yeah, that's basically the location. And
feel
then
like
there's a
that's
glove
what-
hand.
I was thinking of Willy Wonka, the scene at the end, and the plane going through the.
Oh god.
Ridiculous.
Like,
Like, oh, it's all the way up.
So Kelvin, you're the only one that actually has like a world that still exists. It's not a
I'm
great
real.
world. It's not a great world to go to, but it exists. And you kind of see at the very base of this tunnel that you're going down, you see like what you would assume to be your world.
Oh.
But only your world. And you also realize once seeing that you're moving at a very slow pace. Like you're not zooming through space, you're not falling with the force of gravity. You're kind of just like slowly moving in that direction. And you do realize like, and as you turn around, you realize like you could kind of like push yourself up a bit, but ultimately, if you don't stop, you're gonna go downwards. So you have the option to go back to your world, or to possibly go back to where you came from, but you'd have to fight for it. And it seems like these other 4 people don't really have anywhere else to go. They could either come with you to your world, or just I guess you wouldn't know this, but it's either they go back to your world or they just don't exist.
No pressure, but
Wait, what are my options again?
So as you're falling, you see that the world is below you and it's your world. You have a world to go back to. No one else does. They can either come with you to your world, but it's a shit world to go to, or they're gonna just stop existing, or y'all could go back to the moon, but then
Then
I'm
die.
definitely not going back to the moon. I see my
and
world.
actually as you look up too, you see the moon, and all 5 of you recognize the moon because you all have a moon. And then when you look down, only Kelvin recognizes the planet. Actually, Tamara, you recognize this planet being your
Why is it
planet.
like that?
But yeah, like have you seen those maps of like, oh, this is what the coastal line will look like after global warming? It's that.
yeah.
So it's like this is vaguely North America, but Florida's gone, the Cape is gone. Like
Holy smokes.
You live like this?
Yeah,
Wait,
this
what?
is home.
So you've got a very angry Elise, you've got a Kelvin going home, and you got 3 people who are just kind of confused. This is basically the end of just depending on where you go.
I mean, where I'm from, it's not like the nicest, but if it beats not existing, you're all welcome to join me.
I'll take that. You know?
I'm looking with my umbrella. I
You
can go on
reversed
with
it.
you.
It's an interesting sensation. And then I guess so. Okay, from a DM's perspective, like the actual bulk of what was happening never got picked up on.
No!
What? No.
Which I guess is fine, but
Can I just like?
I
Yeah,
had
you
a
can
feeling
talk.
that Elise was the problem, but I couldn't figure out how to not do it while metagaming.
Yeah.
it's a one shot. You can meta game a one shot. It's
Oh,
okay.
dang it!
Well, too late to know that.
Once I was with my sister, I was like, the Grey Goose lady?
I was like, there's a princess dress, and there's a lady
I
whose
know.
memories were all about princesses.
I know.
But
Looking
So-
at swans on bottles, a whole ass swan walking around.
That was yours, wasn't it? Carl was your brother. Hey, really? Was your brother?
So at this point, if Elise wants to yell at them, she may
I
do
would
so.
love it. I would love to go on a rant about we're all fucking morons. without a fucking ounce of thinking ahead or putting two and two together. At no point did you even fucking realize that somebody was here and had brought you there for your own good.
We had no
Let's
good.
jump into a pool.
Our own good. Weren't we running out of air?
We could have fixed that.
How?
Minor thing. Now your right plan is to either go to hell, where the mutant is from,
Hey, what?
or back to not
Damn.
existing at all, which I can tell you isn't fun. As someone who did it, you all got your fun adventures, your fun campaigns, your pals and everything. I got created, and then nothing. I sat in the void, just waiting, watching, adrift, nobody, a whole past. I had brothers, didn't ever get to see them
What about
until
Carl?
there.
Carl?
I'm getting to Carl.
Okay.
Until the moon, where I got to have Carl at the least bath, but not the other ones, not the other 10.
10.
10.
In this economy?
Yes. Lots of brothers, not the point.
You were the princess?
Wait, why didn't you claim the
Very
outfit?
complicated. That would give it
Oh.
away. Duh. Why would I want you to know I was the one who dragged you there, where now it's a little bit too late?
And now we're gonna
Just
drag you
villain in
to
your
hell.
adventure. Wasn't that smart?
I'm here for
It's
my good
always
looks.
the box.
Okay.
How are you stealing our money?
Get more oxygen.
I don't have any money though.
We could figured it out. That
So
one
you're
has no-
saying that if I
Points
just
to
put
Berlin.
money in the box, we could have just had more oxygen. But the box disappeared.
Well, it's because you started breaking down the illusion. The whole complicated magic nonsense. It's a lot.
I feel like we should just blame Carl, because Carl could have told us everything.
Carl, in like human years, is 6, so let's not blame Carl.
You know, that
Thank you
really
very much.
explains quite a lot. His grammar was not great.
You were
He
actually
was being
talking
a
to him?
swan over than a human,
Yes, of course.
so he wasn't the smartest.
Oh, well. Fair. Bird brained.
But he's my brother, so shut the fuck up.
I'm sure he's a wonderful bird brother.
I can call him dumb, but you can't. Dang, how
Oh,
did we
we
miss
can-
that?
We can all
So
go
why'd
to
you pick
Kelvin's
us?
world.
Carl,
Dang, you left Carl behind?
As you look
You
up at the
left
top
Carl
of the thing, you
behind.
see like 2 little feet swimming in the portal, just like chilling out in the portal.
can Carl hear me?
If you call out, sure.
Carl!
You see his head stick through the thing. He's like, okay. And he flips over, dives down, and he's above you but floating downwards. Well,
Wings out.
I guess at this point, the 5 of you plus a goose are slowly
He's a
going
swan.
down.
Swan, come on.
With his plus a swan are slowly going down to hell on earth. Opposed
It's
to
not that
apocalypse.
bad.
I mean,
Pause.
it's not great.
It's the only home I know.
At least Waddle's there.
Oh my god.
You all get to meet Ronald. Oh,
Join the
Lord.
Burger Kingdom.
What are survival prospects for swans?
Like,
What are they for
0%.
vampires? Like, how much sun is out there? Oh,
There's a lot of
damn.
Yeah,
You
you
have a
don't
lot of
watch that
sun.
as a vampire.
Yeah, I'm like, it's bad for her, though.
I don't know if she's a vampire.
You technically don't know that either.
I'm trying to like gracefully fix my umbrella.
She's like, go back.
There's I have friends there. We have a town.
Tamara, as you look down, you're now like airplane level to the earth. You're vaguely going down where Rhode Island used to be and is now just mostly ocean. So you're about to go into Rhode Island of some weird apocalyptic world. You look around, there's no greenery anywhere. Like the whole world is just brown. There's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can definitely see like ancient nuclear sites and just like this is gonna be fun.
At this point, Elise is just
Laughing.
Oops.
We're in the mood.
Well, we couldn't stay on the moon forever, could we?
saying Mara.
What are we gonna eat up
Figured it
there?
What did you eat when you got there? There was food, wasn't there? I made
Some
food.
order.
But at least now
Oh,
you can
I
exist
need-
for
I need
real.
A little more than food.
I existed plenty fine on the moon.
You're existing
you?
right now.
Well, you can keep
That's-
existing if you
Yeah.
want.
I could have
As
kept
long as
living on the moon.
As long as you don't die from everything trying to kill you.
This
Oh,
this could be
come
the
on.
start of a beautiful new adventure for you. Come on.
Yeah. Marlon's gonna sing to everybody.
as,
Yes,
as
yes.
everybody comes down, you land in what looks to be an ancient park. You land next to an old, decrepit jungle gym with a bunch of junk underneath it. You see like just ruins from all around. You see an old McDonald's sign with a bunch of candles that weirdly look like dildos all over it. You see a bunch of shacks, a weird Dunkin' Donuts made out of nothing, and then a man wearing a Grimace outfit that's just like half gone just comes out and silently stares at you.
Hey,
The
Grim.
end.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome to your new reality.
Was that the campaign that I was going to be in but didn't make it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well, now you can be there as Malak.
now you're there as Malak.
There we go.
We made it.
We yeah.
You are technically living.
We exist.
Under my umbrella.
Well, good job, everybody. I thought it would go different, but hey, that's half the fun of DMing.
Yeah.
I could tell that we were doing something weird because your face would be like, "Yeah, we could do that."
And you guys are just like so one track place. I would like try to divert, and there would just be like, nope.
But it was kind of
I'm
suspicious
like, I
that you
guess I
kept
just gotta
trying to
fucking-
divert, you know?
Yeah, I was like, "Man, you're focused
But
on
I-
all."
I-
She really wants us to
At
leave
one
this
point, I'm
pool.
even fucking staring at the swan on the bottle, like,
Yeah.
are they gonna get it?
Nope.
It's like I saw the points, but I
Princess
didn't know if
outfit,
I should like
Princess
connect
Louise.
it. I was like, did she kidnap us?
See, you know, my
Swan
biggest
princess.
thing was like, I was like, she's trying too hard to make us like go in this direction, so I'm gonna go in the opposite.
Yeah.
You know?
Kelvin's very smart, but he doesn't know anything.
But that's kind of dumb.
So ultimately, yes, it was Elise that brought you there. So Elise's character was meant for a campaign that never happened.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
that's why she wanted
Mhm.
a campaign to happen. But the reason it didn't happen was there's no people, so she just abducted other people to make a campaign happen.
I
So she
love
has
that.
just the power to just create like portals to go into different worlds.
Yeah, and
Is
like
that what I'm
mostly,
hearing?
she mostly like pulled people from dead worlds. Kelvin was just like, oh, that world's obviously dead. Like, let me take this guy.
It looks like shit. Let me take you out of there.
Let me fix that for you.
Well,
You live like this.
we did good. I'm still happy with it. It
Can't
was-
wait to see the ramifications of this in next time we play.
In our next session.
Yeah, there's just like a bunch of new NPCs. Just like, I gotta explain this now.
We need more people.
That's great because like
Carl.
Yeah, and the goose.
Like- oh, and
Swan.
Swan.
Carl is her brother.
Hey, this is great because like 2/3 of our arc just died or left. So now we have more people for our town.
Died or
Oh my God.
left.
Yeah.
Mostly
worry about it.
being driven out by you guys.
Oh my god.
Details.
They left.
Yeah, they left of their own accord.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm very happy with this. This was a fun time.
Thank you, Adam, for
Thank
organizing.
you so much, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Adam.
Thanks,
Got him, and happy birthday again.
Happy
you.
birthday!
This is a good birthday.
Not us
Yes,
missing
something-
every single point again.
Hey, I just gotta get used to
Why
it.
are you doing that?
Sorry.
It's okay. So, thank you all for joining for this. We earned money for a good charity, and I had fun doing it. So, I'll see you guys on the next one, I guess.
Listen, if Elise could just make portals, that's a that opens
And
doors.
peace. Like if
Yeah.
Carl had just communicated effectively.
Exactly.
It's all
I should have
Carl.
offered him like a corn chip or something.
I tried to get him a sandwich.
Oh, is that what you wanted the sandwich for?
Yeah, I was going to bribe him to give us information.
Yeah, gotcha.
Tell us what
Not
your
that
sister
smart.
is.
Next time.
Next time. Well, thank you all for this. This was a good time. I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that.